Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast.
Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Haitham Al-Beik. Haitham Al-Beik is the CEO and founder of a research lab called Wings, developing next-generation autonomous and pandemic-proof businesses. Haitham is driven to liberate creators by introducing new technologies such as robotics and AI to people's daily lives. Well, good afternoon, Haitham. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm very humbled and very excited too.
That's awesome. I was checking out some of your background and bio. I kind of get out there and peek around and do my own little research to see, the next guest coming on the show. And you've got really a unique story to tell about what you're doing in your space. And I'm just really, really excited to jump in here. So Haitham, without further ado, let's just jump in. You've got quite the career in tech, obviously, just like I do. I was a CIO, CTO. And you've been an entrepreneur, a chief technology officer, and now the founder and CEO of Let's Butterfly, or Wings, as it's called, kind of, right? As your website. But could you share with our audience the secret to your career growth and what inspires you?
Well, thank you for looking us up. Obviously, it's something that we've been working on for about 3 to 4 years, and it's been in stealth. Let's Butterfly is actually the lab where we have many projects. Some of them are ahead of its time, some of them are a little bit, but Project Wings is the one that you're actually seeing that's graduated from the lab. So we're going out with Wings, essentially. But going back to your secret for career growth, from my perspective, it's not something mental, right? It's not something that you want to write down and do to be able to do this. It comes down to devotion. Devotion is something that I sense is coming from the heart, right? It is something where the logic has to kind of stand by for a second and the effect of it will come later. You look around us, a lot of people who really made a dent in this world of the universe are people who have devoted their mind and body and soul into something. And it's not that they are enslaved by it. It is who they are. It's just their being. So to me, this is the most important aspect of me. What am I really devoted towards? And everything else becomes a consequence. Whether I started as an employee in some company doing just simple coding or cleaning the trash, who knows, right? And you learn certain aspects of the world. You learn certain things about how technology is being used. What's the state of people in this environment? Are they happy? Are they joyful? Are they blissful? So you see this balance between the two. And my devotion has always been to liberate those creators. And my senses was that every human being is a creator, whether you're from a kid, they play Lego for hours and never get tired. That's devotion right there and then, because their mental mind is there only to create. So this drive got me into these positions, from employee to a CTO to a founder. All these were consequences of essentially how this system is set up for us to express our ideas. So that's what I would share with my audience is I would say that look into what is driving you, and that is going to create the exact consequence will fit what you're trying to create.
That's awesome. So you were just so spot on, succinct with, it's almost like a definition. Obviously, it's coming from the dictionary of Haitham, right? But that is awesome. And you really did kind of summarize. And it's funny, I just got off on another podcast just before yours, and the thread here is about serving and helping others. And you just, I'm glad I recorded this.
Interesting. I'll actually, to that point, I would say that it's about empowering ourselves. And by empowering ourselves, by able to be free to create, the consequence actually ends up helping everybody else.
I love it. Yeah. That's just awesome. So Haitham, let's talk about this pandemic, right? And this might be a segue into, the technology question I have coming up, but you should know everybody had to shift and pivot and so forth, right? Regardless, we talked a little bit about that earlier, but could you share with us what you're doing to help your organization stay relevant in this crazy economy right now?
Yeah, a very good question. And I believe a lot has gone through this. So in our organization, we started working on this prior to the pandemic, and we were driven by this where we kind of throw ourselves in the fire. Whatever is going on that we're trying to understand is one thing. You can get enough data from the outside, you can observe it, you can look at it, and you can get enough data. But when you throw yourself in the fire and experience it yourself, you'll pick up things that no data can pick up. And that is one of our most important core foundational ways we approach anything. So even when we, in the services industry, we're focusing on real estate initially, we were the agents, we were the lawyers, we were the buying or selling the house. Similarly, now when the pandemic has come through, we were still in the services industry, and we looked at where is really the pain points now. And as you know, the hospitality, the leisure, and even the restaurant industry felt the biggest friction because of it. So we as a team realized, guys, we believe the service industry, which is the most creative of industries, should be able to survive anything. That's our focus. The fact that we're in this situation is an opportunity for us to realize what we missed. How can we as a society be in this position and allow this to happen is one thing. We have so much technology today. We just need to start putting people first and follow that up with technology that is relevant. So this is a great segue in terms of how we got everybody. I mean, I threw myself in the local restaurant here, a health restaurant, fast casual. I cleaned dishes, I cleaned the floor, I was cooking, did the cashier, I did the expo. I remember even one of my investors coming into the restaurant saying, "You're worth millions and you're cleaning the floor. What's going on?" I told him, to be honest, how would you actually know what's going on? You got to throw yourself in. So we stayed in that pattern, and we tried to be as relevant, and to really move the needle, you got to do that.
Yes, that's awesome. I appreciate that too. And not only does it keep us humble, but it shows others what we all should be doing as a community or society to help those that are in most need. So thank you. So Haitham, this goes into this question around tech. That's my background. That's your background. And I want to talk a little bit, but you're obviously leveraging some new or emerging technologies in your tech stack. But is there something that's not confidential you might be able to share with our audience today?
Oh, of course. I think any engineer out there would have fun with anything in our tech stack, where we have a lot from blockchain, from artificial intelligence. We even invented a whole display AI thing and live infrastructure, real-time bidirectional communication. But the sweet one is the robotics. Hive robotics is something we had to invent from scratch. And to be honest, the services industry, the last time anything has happened for any form of invention was a revolutionization of the business since McDonald's, right? They went in and rethought about how the technology works at McDonald's. They went in, changed the logistics internally, the materials, the equipment, how many people, what a menu means, and they were quick and the quality was fantastic and clean. So that was the last time. So we came back and we said, okay, how do we upgrade this? How do we elevate this? And at the same time, giving liberation and freedom to creators, meaning bring in technology that actually offer the safety and cleanliness that we all deserve. So robotics is something that is very clearly happening and upcoming in this industry. Unfortunately, at the same time, a lot of robotics coming in the industry is coming from the manufacturing industry, the one-arm robots, which is not so bad. They do deliver and they do the job for particular cases. But how can you deliver to, let's say, 10 people coming in, ordering different things at the same time, and they want to be delivered at different points in time while personalizing every single one and making sure it's clean and safe? So this is where we had to step back and reinvent the robotics. And they are little tiny robots. We call them Hive robots. They are autonomous. They can come together to do a certain task, and they can go as far as the business itself and even outside the business. And that's one of the robotics that we're working on.
That's awesome. That really is. This is my favorite space, is the emerging technology, and Haitham, because of your availability and your willingness to jump on a podcast, I'm able to take your story and share it with our global audience, which is awesome for people like me that really, I really suck this stuff up, so thank you. And of course you're helping society as well. So I appreciate that. So
thank you.
You bet. So Haitham, last question here. Could you just share something from your career experience that might be helpful for some of those people looking to grow their career in either tech or entrepreneurship?
Oh, yeah, of course. So as we continued working with a lot of local partners, we work a lot with local companies and entrepreneurs and ones who want to create new technologies. And this actually, same question comes up every single time. And the reality is what I tend to guide is to actually don't think about the entrepreneurship part or the technology part at all at first. Figure out your devotion. Figure out what are you trying to solve, something that is immaterial, that is essentially will guide you towards the technology and the entrepreneurship path you want to take. And that can change. That's one thing. The other thing is that a lot of people stick with original ideas. They believe the idea that comes out of the devotion they think that that's the truth. That's the thing they want to create. But really, it's just a guide to the next one and the next one. So the idea of a company pivoting or changing a little bit should be considered as expected all the time. And when you know that, then you have a little bit more freedom to focus on your devotion. And trust me, you're always going to end up having to invent something rather than just reusing things in the market today.
Thank you for sharing that. That's a great message. And again, your insights has helped contribute to this wealth of knowledge on this show and helping others look ahead and help them not only look ahead, but also to help themselves to their next path. So thank you again.
Exactly.
And Haitham, it was a pleasure having you on today, and I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
That was fantastic. Thank you so much.
Bye for now.